Hello friends, today we will talk a few words about Hindu religion. What is a religion first? What is a religion? A religion is a path which one could take to attain God. As simple as that. For everything, whatever we do, there should be a purpose. Yeah, why do we follow some religion? With the belief that it would take us towards God. So, religion is nothing but a path. There are many religions in the world, and Hindu religion or Hinduism, as we call it, is one among them. So, what is special or what is different in Hinduism compared to other religions? That we need to know. Is it different at all in the first place? Yes, it is. Why? Because we have thousands of gods. Thousands of gods, whereas if you look at Islam, there is only one God. In Christianity, it used to be one until Jesus Christ, and then after Jesus Christ was born, then the term Christianity was given, and then now we have more than around 2000 subsects of subsets of Christianity. But Hinduism, is it a culture, or what is a, let's put the question in other words. The people who live in Kashmir, if you ask them which religion do you belong to, they say Hinduism or Hindu. The ones who are from Kanyakumari, they also would claim that they are Hindus. So, what is common between the ones living in Kashmir and in Kanyakumari? The people from Kashmir, they might worship Shiva, but the ones in Kanyakumari, the famous one is Sudalamadan. So, what is the link between Shiva and Sudalamadan? There are many other gods, Ayyanar or Muniswaran, local gods. I am not yet talking about Brahma or Shiva or Vishnu yet. So, what is the link? Do they follow the same culture? No. Do they have the social lifestyle which is similar? No. So, what is common between the ones in Kashmir and in Kanyakumari? It is the concept. The concept that it is not a culture, it is not a belief, but Hinduism as such is a style, a living style, way of living. What do I mean by that? Most of the religions, except for the ones which are under the umbrella of Hinduism, like Jainism or Buddhism, Sikhism, I wouldn't consider that as a different religion. If you look at the way how a religion is formed, some great saints or personalities across the world have tried hard through very, very strict penances to reach God. And they have seen glimpses and they have achieved a certain level, and they have tried to explain what it is and how one can reach that state, and they went away. So, people from those regions, they started to follow those principles by giving an identification. The ones in the Middle East, Prophet followed Prophet Muhammad, now we call it as Islam. Christianity, people started following Jesus Christ, we call it as Christianity. And how about in Hinduism? there is not one personality but many, many, many personalities who have reached that level. So the difference is, in all other major religions, people just believe that one day, possibly after death, they will reach God. But in Hinduism, it is not the case. Hinduism is not a religion of belief. It might shock you, but that is the truth. When I say Hinduism, what do I refer to that? We have many, many, many groups. Yeah, Shaivites, Vaishnavites, and many, many systems. Vishnu is a god, Shiva is a god. They all believe that one day they will reach Vaikuntha or Kailasha or whatever. But these are all beliefs from Puranic stories. Which are the religious books of Hinduism? Which books? Vedas. Okay, Vedas. They are very old, they are very great, yes. But what do they say? No one knows. Mantras, powerful mantras, yes, yes, yes. No one knows. Puranas, yes, they are very, very important too. But if you look at the Puranas, even the avatars, they die and pass away. Krishna was born and he will die and go away. How consistent is the Purana compared to the next level of the religious text, which is called as the Upanishad? That is the important question. Upanishads are Hindu texts. Puranas are also Hindu texts. Do they convey the same meaning? Do they convey the same essence? No. So what is the difference? Puranic stories are stories which gives, or let's say explains, the tales about the various avatars and what they did. They passed away. Whereas the Upanishads are the very, very, very serious Hindu texts which convey the message in a very blunt and plain manner. So these are all not just belief systems. The Upanishads, what I'm talking about is the Upanishads are not belief systems. If you are a Hindu and if you follow the Puranic stories, you could be of any subset like Vaishnavite or Saivite or whatever, but if you follow the Puranic stories, then you are under a belief system. But the real essence of Hinduism is not a belief system. This is a major difference, a major deviation compared to what we practice these days, as opposed to what is meant or said in the Upanishads. So what do the Upanishads say? Not only the Upanishads. Upanishads are words taken from the Vedas. Okay, so the Vedas, they have some stories. They follow a certain pattern, but the essence of the Vedas have been incorporated into the Upanishads. This is the fact. So the Upanishads are fully in line with Bhagavad Gita also. Okay, so I'm not saying that the Upanishads stand, let's say, separately. No, they are very much in consistency with Bhagavad Gita also. We have thousands of gods in Hinduism, thousands or even more, millions or 64 billion or whatever. What do they mean? The essence is, there is one God. This one God became many, and it appears as many different things or beings or lives or anything around us. This is the essence. It is one, but appearing as many. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verses 20 to 22, Lord Krishna says, persons who, due to their karmic vasanas, let's say, or from their previous karmas, they, based on, let's say, they have certain desires in their life, and because of those desires, they resort to celestial controllers and practice various religious rites. So, to attain something, they do something. Because of desires. Whoever desires to worship whatever deity, using any name, form, or whatever, I make their faith steady in that very deity. Endowed with steady faith, let's say anyone with steady faith, if they worship that particular God, yeah, they obtain their wishes through that God. Okay? But those wishes are indeed granted by me. So, we are coming to a certain logic here. There are many gods accepted within Hinduism, and these gods are of lower level. And there is one supreme God, and we tend to think, since these verses are found in Bhagavad Gita, we say, oh yeah, Lord Krishna is the supreme. No, it is not like that. There is one supreme God, which is Parabrahman. In Hinduism, this is Parabrahman. In Christianity, this Parabrahman is the one who was referred to by Jesus Christ as the Father. Okay? Parabrahman do not have any shape. It's a spirit, all pervasive, all knowing. And if you take Islam, they don't even have a name for the God. They just refer to God as the God. And what does the God mean in the Arabic language? Allah. That's all. God does not have a name for the Muslims. So, in Hinduism, there are many gods accepted by Lord Krishna, yeah, which is essentially Parabrahman. So, when we read Bhagavad Gita, what we tend to do is we look at those words as the words said by Lord Krishna. And then if you read again that Krishna died, then the whole thing becomes a human thing. No, it is not like that. There are some certain sacred texts where we have to consider those texts or equate those texts as the ones coming from Parabrahman. Why? That is important. Why? What is the difference between a human being uttering some word and Parabrahman uttering a word through a human being? There's a big difference. The ones who have realized God, the true ones, I'm not talking about the thousands of Dadiwalas. No, I'm not talking about them. The ones who have truly realized God, they have described or tried to explain the qualities of that particular state, that state. In other words, God. So now this creates a big, uh, let's say, this creates a very big differentiation between other religions and Hinduism. Why? Hinduism is not a religion where one just believes. In many religions, faith is based on belief system. Faith is essential. Yes, even in Hinduism, faith is essential. Belief, yes, you need to believe. But much more than that is required. You need to be. Just you need to be in that state. That is the goal. When? Not when you die, but when you are alive. So this makes it more harder. So this is why we see a lot of people trying to achieve something while they are living. A typical Hindu will not wait until his last day and then go to God. No. A real Hindu, if he has learned about Upanishads, then he will know that he has to work now while he is alive. Just imagine, if we have eyes, ears, mouth, hands, legs, with all those instruments, if we are not able to do something, what can we achieve after death, where we do not have any of these faculties? We cannot do anything. So, basically, Hinduism is not something which is fully reliant on belief system. It might shock you, but these words, I am not saying that. I am talking from the Upanishads. Yeah, you know the Upanishads. Vedas, one. Puranas, another set of books. Upanishads give the plain facts as they are. They are extracts from the Vedas. Again, the concept of God worship is different in Hinduism compared to other religions. This is essential. I recently saw a WhatsApp video where, I think this is in northern part of India, some villages, they have kept a garbage can inside the temple, and that was of the shape of a kangaroo. And the people, after worshipping the god, they come out and they see the kangaroo, the garbage bin, without knowing or realizing that it is a garbage can. They put some flowers for that kangaroo also. What would be our first reaction to that? Oh God, they even do not know the difference between a garbage can and the idol or God. Yeah, this is how we think. But in fact, we identify that garbage can or that kangaroo with a garbage can. And so we are not equating that garbage can with God. It is not their problem. The ones who are worshipping the garbage can, for them, this kangaroo or the garbage can is another god. So what they do is, when they worship, they shut down their mind. They do not have any equation which equates that garbage can, yeah, to that kangaroo. So they look at that kangaroo as God, and then they offer a prayer sincerely. Oh God, this is the essence of Hinduism. You can worship anything, anything, but the sincere prayer always reaches God. That one God. Okay? That one God is not far away, sitting above the clouds. That is the difference, another difference between other religions and Hinduism. If you read the Upanishads, we will find very, very interesting verses. Verse 20 of Adhyatma Upanishad of the Shukla Yajurveda. It says, one's self is Brahma, Vishnu, Indra and Shiva. This entire world is one's self. Other than this self, there is nothing. End of story. This is Hinduism. There is no Brahma, there is no Vishnu, no Shiva, nothing. This entire world is one's self. What is self? Something inside us. This is Hinduism. This is the essence of Hinduism. So, we tend to look at Hinduism as something which lot of gods and so on, creation. Yeah? Creator is there. The Creator did not run away after creating these things, but he got into the creation in each and everything. Even the story will come in the Puranas, Brahma Purana. Brahma, if you look at the story of Brahma, you will find that. He gets into the creation and exists as the world. And now, while we are alive, the goal is to realize God by realizing our true nature. This is Hinduism. We will not find this very common. This is not common at all, even in Hinduism. There are particular sects like Siddhanta is one among them. Yeah? So the ones who have got into Siddhanta, they have reached a certain level and they acknowledge the facts as said in the Upanishads. Yes, this is what the Upanishad says. Yes, this is how it is. They acknowledge it. So, how do we reach it? When do we reach it? First difference is not after death. Forget it. Forget it. This is something which one can do while he is alive. And in the Atharva Veda, there is this Annapurna Upanishad, chapter 2, verse 23 of the Annapurna Upanishad. It says, liberation is not on the top of the sky, not in the under the earth. The dwindling of the mind in which all desires dry up is held to be liberation. That's all. So we have a mind. When this mind settles down, when we give up all desires, then it becomes still. Then you know who you are. You realize yourself. This is Hinduism. Nothing else. One can happily live. See, if we are worshipping God on the basis of belief, we can easily live our life by saying that, okay, like how my grandfather lived, maybe. He might have thought that, okay, after death he will go to God. Fine, maybe he is there with God. In that case, you don't need to do anything. After we die, wherever we need to go, we will go. or we will be taken, let's say. It's not that we go, we will be taken. But the essence of Hinduism is not based on the belief system that we will go after death, and no. Every Hindu should read the Upanishads. Why is it important? Why? What is the benefit of reading the Upanishads? Nowadays, we fight with each other. Hindus fight with Christians, Muslims, saying that our religion is the best, your religion is not good, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. No. If I raise my hand as a Hindu, if I raise my hand against a Christian or a Muslim, then the first thing is I will not be eligible to be called as a Hindu. Why? One God exists as many. So, Christianity is one of God's form. Christian brothers or Muslim brothers, they exist in the world to show the diversity coming from that one God. So it will be like me, in the name of God, going against Him. That is not Hinduism. Not at all. So keep this in mind. I mean, it is not possible to cover the whole of Hinduism in one video, but in general, there is only one universal soul. Yeah, the fundamental concept being the one universal soul, this soul is present in all beings. Though one, it seem as many. Yeah, it seemed to be many, as many objects or many lives and so on, like the moon in the water. This is the example which they give in the Amrita Bindu Upanishad of Krishna Yajurveda. There is only one moon. In different ponds or vessels, you can see many moons. Like that, God is one. He can be found only within you, but you can see His reflection as your fellow beings and other lives. This is the essence of Hinduism. Puranas, stories, it's all good for entertainment, to keep ourselves busy and so on. There are long traditions which we follow. Everything is fine. They are Puranic stories. Upanishads are Hindu texts. Every Hindu must learn Upanishad. Okay, as I said, it's not possible to cover the whole of Hinduism in one go. I'll try to take a few other topics, and then we will continue in this direction in the next coming days. Thank you.